Right, welcome back everybody to the 10-day pumpkin catch-up, where we're doing a mini-series videoing my pumpkins every 10 days, seeing how they're getting on. So if you're new like me, you can follow along and see what's happening, and anybody who knows about them can stick their comments in the comments and we can all learn together and see how we get on. Since the last time up here, they've been a little bit neglected, I'll be honest, because I've been busy sorting out stuff for the local garden show. So what I was planning to do was to put in some deep watering tubes so we can water them deeply, and I was planning on building a bit of a, not a pumpkin arch, but a pumpkin, bit of a pumpkin support just to get them off the ground. We did have a bit of slug damage, so I've put a bit of lime around them. You can see the video on slug prevention. It's working up here because we haven't had much slug problems, but down the bottom in the dung heap, we've had to go to a bit more drastic measures down there, but we'll pop down there. Now, what I didn't realise on the last video, I got told, I think it was Elaine at Allotment Joy, which is, you know, what this is all about. She passed on some brilliant information, and that is slugs don't differentiate between leaves and stems on pumpkins. So your slug will quite happily munch through your main growing stem or one of the main leaf stems as soon as eat a leaf, and we can see that's happened here. Focus. I've got a bloody AF lock on or something. Why don't you focus? Go away. There you go. All right, so that's the biggest thing I've picked up since the last one. Slugs will munch through a stem just as quickly as they munch through a leaf, so you don't get much notice that there's grief going on. All right, so hopefully next time these will have the deep watering tubes in. I'll show you how I make them, and they'll have a bit of support. So that's these. Let's pop down to the dung heap. Right, so down here at the dung heap, the slug problem was much bigger, and it's the environment down here. It's just rampant for slugs. You know, they're just been slugs. It's my issue, not the slugs problem, but I've had to deal with it. I've left the tubes around them, trying to get the foliage to stay a bit contained and come up, and then again we'll make some sort of wooden structure to try and keep them off the ground as best we can. Put lime around, which worked pretty well, but I don't know what, if it's mice or rats or just the wind. You can see, you know, debris gets across the lime ring, and they're clever buggers, slugs. They'll find their way in if they possibly can. So these have got slug pellets down around them as well. Right, hopefully if I go to the side we can put the picture up of last week's beauty. Right, let's go on to the next one along. This is brilliant. They're going to come back. This one's doing really well. Like I say, I've kept the frame around them, try and get them to grow upwards, and then we'll try and make some sort of frame to keep them up off the dung heap as much as we can. That way we've only got to protect around one area with our slug pellets to stop them being eaten. So that's that one. And then we got this one, exactly the same thing. Keep it growing up, lime around it, and slug pellets in the middle. Now this one on the end, which was the best last week, it really was, but this is the one that really showed up what damage slugs can do and how quickly. Basically, they ate off the two main leaves that we had growing here. Now, luckily, the old pumpkin is pretty tenacious. It's kept going, so hopefully it'll be all right. There's new shoots going, and like I say, we've got slug pellets down there as well to help protect them. And you can see here where literally just since last night something's been down here foraging around in the dung heap, pulled the straw down over the lime ring, and things can get in. That's just life, isn't it? So we got to deal with it with a few slug pellets, right? So that's them. That's the update. We'll stick it in their own playlist, and it'll be interesting to watch them all come the end, come November. So I have removed a lot of the grassy stuff that was close to it. I had a lot of like volunteer corn growing up there. I've tried to get rid of that to try and keep the slugs away a bit, but nah, they're just here. So pellets it is. Right, that's that for this update. See you in 10 days. Thanks for watching. Cheers and gone.